Hi and welcome to another video. It's been a while since the last one and a lot have happened. I want to give you an update about my leafcutter ant colony. They have grown a lot, the population has grown, and there are more and more ants in the outworld as well in the nest. The outworld is getting crowded. We're running out of space here, and that was the case a couple of days ago. Also with the nest, that there was a problem because they had two fungus chambers and they filled them up. That's one, the first one, and the second one you can see here. Both are filled with fungus, so they really ran out of space. Also in the nest, there was a lot going on, a lot of ants, as you can see here in this tube. There are a lot of ants there, and you're running out of space. And the problem when you run out of space with an ant colony is that the ants want to escape if they don't have space anymore. And that's what happened here. So I really had to do something. It was time for an expansion for this colony. So what I did is I created a new outworld on one side, a new part of the outworld, not very large. I put a branch in there and a platform up there where I can offer the leaves. It's not really large, but it's connected with a rope to the old outworld, so they have to traverse 5 meters of rope before they reach a new part. So this will certainly help to spread out the population once it's connected. And I also made a new fungus chamber. You can see it here. That's already a couple of days after I connected the new fungus chamber. They already built quite some fungus in there. And yeah, I also made a new container on the top of the new fungus chamber. This is not a fungus chamber itself because it's open at the top, but it's for ventilation. And I made a hole in the bottom of the fungus chamber and connected the two with a small tube. What I also did is connected the top chamber with tubes so I can add more fungus chambers very easily in the future. So everything was set up, put the favorite leaves into the new outworld, also put some apple in there, so they have everything that makes the new part of the outworld interesting, the new world, so to speak. Only thing that was left is connecting the two outworlds, and I placed the rope in there, tried to fix it underneath the piece of wood so it's fixed. And as soon as the rope was in there, the first ants started to explore and went on scouting trips. They were very careful at first, making short distances and then returning to the nest. Some ants were braver than others, but they always returned before reaching the new outworld. After a while they got further and further, but still quite a way to go. It took quite a while, 1.5 hours have passed since then, and you can see at the start of the rope there are a lot of ants going up and down, but the further you go, the fewer ants there are, because only the brave ants ventured so far. And after 1.5 hours, the first ant came very close to the new outworld. So close, only a couple of centimeters left. And then it decided to turn around and go back. But it was so close, and it was only a matter of time till one will manage it. Then the next one came, and it actually touched the new outworld, and then decided to turn right around and go back again. But the first steps have been made into the new outworld. But only a couple of minutes later, we had another brave ant, and this time it managed to go into the outworld and actually start exploring the outworld. Not very long, maybe a minute or two. It traveled around, looked what there is to be seen, and then made its way back to the rope to go back and inform the other ants about what it has discovered here in the new outworld. It laid a pheromone trail while going back, and I was pretty sure that very soon there will be far more ants in the outworld. It took a couple of more minutes, well actually quite a few minutes, but time after time there were more and more ants exploring the new outworld, and they became more courageous, they became braver, and discovered more and more of the outworld. Not the leaves yet, but it was just a matter of time. As you can see, now there is some traffic going on into the new outworld and quite a few ants, and it was just a matter of time until they discovered the leaves. First ants have arrived at the fresh leaves, and it's elder leaves, so it's their favorite food, so it was just a matter of time until more would follow. Also the apple was discovered. You can see it here, first ants on the apple. And a couple of minutes later, you can see here the rope was filled with ants. A lot of ants were traveling and to find a new world. discover the new world and see what's there to find. Still, you can see the further you go, the fewer ants there are, because a lot of the ants still weren't courageous enough to go all the way, so they returned. But it is a steady flow now of ants going into the nest, and it really started. So here's the final section into the new world. And then the first leaves have been cut. The first leaves were transported towards the nest. I was already quite late at this time, so I stopped filming because it was too late. Took them quite a while to rediscover it. But the next shots are from a couple of days later. As you can see, they fully discovered the new place now, and they're really doing a great job traveling there, getting the leaves, getting the food they're offered. You can see it's already really crowded, and yeah, they bring it back. And it's very interesting to observe right now, because the rope certainly gives a new dimension. You can see them very close there. You can go very close, and since the rope is not as dark as the soil, you can see the ants very clear. Now a couple of words about the rope, because I know I will be asked. The rope is fixed to the roof with fishing line, and fishing line is so thin that the ants can't climb it, so there's no danger of them escaping over the roof. And first I connected the fishing line directly to the rope, but then I realized they tried to start to cut it, so I make these wire hooks and fixed the fishing line to these wire hooks, so they have no reason to cut it because it's no longer in the way. And if you want to do a setup like this, if you want to use a rope, you just make sure that the rope is always above the outworld, because Atta and leafcutter ants in general, they are quite clumsy. They will fall off the rope, and if the rope is above the outworld, they will fall right into the outworld, so it's no problem. You don't have a problem with escaping ants. Anyway, that's it. That's the new expansion. I hope you liked this video. If you want to see more like it, please subscribe, and thank you for watching. See you next time.